What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Carcino in here. I want to say shouts out to everybody out there. I don't know when y'all seeing this video, but if you are, it's probably Christmas. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Now, Young Guru responded back to Dame Dash, and that's why we're having this conversation right now. Dame Dash decided he's been doing a lot of versus I don't want to talk about Jay, and now he's talking about Jay again. So I I can't with him sometimes. He's just whatever mood he's in. Now the old narrative goes, the people in the game sometimes forget how the game goes. They've enjoyed so much success. Sometimes they forget their own history, and sometimes they alter it. Now, you look at now for anybody who believes Jay-Z can't rap, Jay-Z can rap, okay? Dame was saying about, you know, speaking on basically his claim that Jay-Z steals songs from people. Now, all of this can be, you know, part of the Dame Dash Jay-Z plan, but you don't know. You don't know anything for certain. Now, on top of all of this, like, let's listen to Dame.
When it's already successful. Jay had a pattern of doing that, of just jacking niggas' records. Yeah. So Cam protected himself. You're not taking credit for this record. So that's what he could have said that. He don't have to say that. He signed to the man. Nigga, he ain't got to say nothing. He ain't signed to him. He ain't signed to him. No, he's not signed to him. They had a co-venture. We had a co-venture. He wasn't signed to him. He signed with us. I'm the warden in the jail. He can do what he want. But the bottom line is, this is correct, Reggie. Jay has a record of getting on a record after it gets hot, and now he can perform that record. And now it sounds like he made that record, but it already was hot. Yeah, that was a model. That's brilliant, though, by the way. But he tried it on Cam, and Cam actually didn't go for it. So that was brilliant on Cam. I agree. So then now you agree. No. By the way, time that you change your mind. No. Why did you have context? No.
So that's Dame. He was on the God show, and he was bringing up Jay-Z stealing songs, right? Now, everybody who know me know I've made this video countless times showing Jay-Z taking records and taking songs. He wasn't just jumping on a song because it was hot and making it his own so he can go out and perform the record. He was doing that too. But he was also he was also uh, taking entire songs. A lot of the songs that he got were not from his Spark song, Give It To Me. He took that song. Dame brought all this stuff up on the show. And it led to a problem. And when you bring things up or conversations of that nature, it breaks out to problems sometimes. And when you start looking at how the dynamic of things were going at Rockefeller, it was kind of a catch 22. As good as Bean's first album was, it didn't sell. The second album had like 35 songs with no real singles. And he just couldn't, they couldn't find the Benny Siegel song that would sell Benny. But the ones that Jay was on them, they became Jay-Z songs. So if it was hot enough, Jay was going to keep it for him. Now, the General, which is the name he go by, all these people who see this, they relate to Dame and his narrative. And since he was on that, Young Guru stepped up and said, I call cap. Jay stealing songs. One, Jay got I Just Wanna Love You directly from Pharrell and made the song from scratch. Sparks says a Rick James hook. Two, Can I Get a was a Irv idea. He literally said, Jay, get on this record, but please keep Ja. I love you, OG, but nah. So that became an issue. Every time there seemed to be an issue, right? So he's once again deflecting for Jay-Z. Now, we can go countless times this has happened. He also brought up that the Joe Budden song that he's talking about, the Pump It Up remix that got Jay on there, was for a mixtape where he was kind of throwing shots at Joe Budden. It wasn't a song he performed, it wasn't a song he put out. Because Dame spoke about he took Joe Budden's song and everything else. It was like, and then Joe Budden responded with some LOL, Guru has had enough. Now, let's get into this, right? Because I want to address it because it needs to be said. Guru is a Jay-Z fan for life. Like, he is a stand for Jay. Young Guru is always going to be like 100 with Jay to the end. And Jay loves that. He knows Young Guru never cross in any way, shape, or fashion. Even when Jay is wrong, Guru will stand by him. Now, with that being said, I love Young Guru and him and Hop. Y'all doing good by my peoples. You did. I mean, they've always been 100. I don't know anybody in this game that has been like a kiss ass of Jay-Z so much, but still a solid dude. But that's it. They've done right by my people, and that's all I can tell you. Hop and Guru definitely did it. And I'm talking about hip hop. Now, let's get to the layout of things, because I feel it needs to be said also. Here's the genuine layout of how things need to go. Now, when I'm seeing the situation here and I'm seeing it all play out, and I'm like, okay, I see what that is. I see what they're trying to do. I see what they want to do here. I'm watching this, and as I'm watching this play around and play out, and I'm seeing how the situation is going, I'm saying to myself, this don't make any sense. Because what I'm seeing is, how could Young Guru who's there all the time, not know any of this. So somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. You gonna tell me Dame's lying about these songs, man? Are you serious? Every album he got, his lead record was a Steph. He took Rare Airson's song 1 a.m. I'm getting with her. 2 a.m. I'll be getting with her. 4 a.m. at the Waffle House. Like, he stole their song. He had to pay the money for that. Oh, do it again. That's volume 3. He took their hook and was like, oh, nobody gonna hear that record anyway. He literally jacked their song. But because of YouTube now, people could look it up. And it was like, damn, Jay just straight stole they hook. I think it's called Late Rendezvous or something like that. But yeah, he took that song, took the hook. Now, the Give It To Me song, that song was his song. Now, the beat might not have been there, but that was his song. He had the hook, and Jay was like, oh, that sound fly. Jay needed a radio song bad. Because on the Dynasty album, what they not telling you about the Dynasty album, and we'll get into that on the Patreon, because y'all gonna probably want to hear about the Jay-Z Dynasty album. Because that was supposed to have been a Rockefeller album, and it ended up being a Jay-Z album. Y'all want to see how that caused a lot of problems. Now, meanwhile, that song was on that album because they needed a single to come off the album. Pharrell did the beat, but what Dame is forgetting to mention is not only was that song stolen from him, the song was already hot by Mystical because that was shaking fast. Mystical had Shake It Fast out there. And it was like the #1 song. And Pharrell just remixed Shake It Fast. Now, let's go back to volume 2, lead single. Can I get a what? What? The song was already done by Ja. Can I interrupt you? You don't love us. The hook is done by Jay. So when he says Herb asks Jay to get on there, but keep Ja on, that's Herb covering for Jay. Jay wanted that. He was like, oh man, you gave this to Ja? Oh man, you ain't even holler at your boy? He was like, come on, Hove. Come on, man. It's Jay. I mean, it's Ja's big moment. Big G, like, I want to give you this beat. But they was like, Jay. And like in the studio, they was coming up to Irv, like, Jay want this. Because he's walking around, bobbing his head, like weaving, but he ain't saying no words to you. And he's like, he's already writing to this. And he's like, man, why you ain't bring this track to him? So he was like, man, I talked to Ja. So he told Ja, like, man, Jay want this track, man. But you gonna be on it. You still own the track. What I'm saying? It'd be good to have a Jay-Z Ja Rule feature, right before your album come out and stuff. So by it being a Jay-Z song, and he was like, man, he wasn't really feeling it. Ja wasn't feeling it, but he was like, all right, man, you homie, you fam. I'll go ahead and, make him give him the record. But here's the thing. I want, like he said, I want to be on the record. So it wasn't like, but please keep Ja. It wasn't, no, that was the requirement. Ja was gonna be on the record. Jay didn't have a choice in that, in taking that beat from Ja. Ja already had the song done. So I don't know what the hell Hop talking about. And are we gonna talk about like every day a star is born? That was J. Cole's song. And Jay just took it like it was his. And then he put, and J. Cole is on the song. How many countless records of Kanye West that Jay-Z got that was a hit? That was Kanye West song. Death for Auto Tunes is Kanye's song. The whole song is Kanye's. The concept, everything. Jay-Z ain't gonna make no Death for Auto Tunes. So you gotta understand, Jay is not creative. He can rap, but he's somebody that needs direction. He needs somebody who has creativity around him. He knows how to capitalize off other people's creativity. That's what he is good at. He recognizes this person has talent. I can use that to my advantage. So that's where his value come in tenfold. I have seen a lot in my time of being alive. I've seen a lot, So when I see a colluded mess of people doing things, it often tells me one or two things. One, it tells me that people are not being honest. And Dame Dash, I gotta admit, in my opinion, isn't being honest. And the reason why I say Dame's not being honest is like, yeah, he's telling these things and they happen, but he being a scumbag, really. Because now you weren't saying none of this when you were there when this was going on. You didn't have no complaints about Jay doing all this. My thing is, if you was riding with him and everything was good, you ain't saying nothing about it. Like you ain't have a problem with him taking songs or him being on songs. And he wanted to get on the old boy record because the old boy record was hot, but his verse was whack. And Cam did not want Jay on the old boy song, dropping a verse. He couldn't take the beat from from Cam, but Jay had enough power to take Just Blaze from Cam. Just Blaze was already working with Jay. As Cam said, he never mentioned Just Blaze's name. He never would mention the person that made the beat. And then when Cam started shouting out the beat makers, they was like loving it. He would shout out Just Blaze. and put them in the rhyme, and just that'd get them all hyped up. Then all of a sudden, Jay started going, "Yo, Just Blaze, you did it again." He just started. He just couldn't help it. So all of a sudden, Dame is now doing this. So he must finna come back and do something. Because he's sitting on this couch, he's smoking all the time again, and he's doing this type of activity. Dame is a genius. Like, he is a great business innovator, having great ideas. His problem is he lacked tact. His approach, his delivery is F you. And a lot of people who do business, and when you do business, you have to work with other people. That's just the nature of doing business. There could be 25 people involved in a situation. It could be 300 people involved in a situation, or sometimes even more, sometimes less. And you got to learn how to deal with other people. We all don't speak the same language. You ever done business with people that speak other languages? Your snide remarks, your sarcasm, all that stuff can come off as really disrespectful to somebody else in another country who barely know how to speak your language. They could be offended by you, how you do business, how you conduct yourself in the business. And that would alter the business itself. Because somebody will be like, we really don't need this deal. We could do this deal with somebody else. Easy. I see headaches with this guy down the road. So I don't want to go through it. So yeah, it's always been an obstacle for some greater than most. To make it the honest way or the real way, some more than others. That's the best way to put it. But I want to say shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bust Life, Kwame Brown Beef. You got about 50 of them. Damn D Beefs. Welcome to HD, IITV, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. Support him. We got my man's over there doing his thing, Armando Black TV. Shouts out to everybody on the Patreon. Don't forget to go to the Patreon. We're going to talk about the Dynasty album because it's a lot of stuff y'all probably didn't know that was going on during that time. Because Emil was gone, and this is the time where she ended up in that 6 month period. It was over, and this led to it was a lot going on. So we're gonna go into that, and I think you will enjoy. Now, if you've heard the story about me and 6ix9ine baby mama, that's on the Patreon right now, and yep, it's on the Patreon. So I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Deuces.